So let's do that. Let's find out what is a mechanical equipment. If I click on this link icon, I can now say that I want to set up a rule for finding these mechanical equipments. And the rule is going to be that the name of the element has to be something like a mechanical equipment. Now, this magic happens, of course, because we created our demo set and it is nicely lining up with the requirements, not necessarily showing excellent results. But at least we found 36 elements which are considered to be mechanical equipment. And then I can see that at least one piece of information was entered somewhere, but it's wrong. In other cases, I'm missing information. Let's see the light fixtures, hoping that we will have some better findings. So again, the name of the element that I'm linking up is going to be light fixture. And drum roll, let's see what we get now. The linking is happening. Better results. We found 300 elements. Electrical data was entered in most cases according to my expectations. My expectations were not high. Actually, I was just asking to have any value excluding empty. In 6 cases, it failed. So it looks like the exterior lamps are not having the right information. Manufacturer information was not entered according to my expectations. I could go on and do these rules, set rules to link up elements against requirements one by one. But maybe a better way to do that on an entire model. So I just go and create a model rule where I say that the name of my task, so on the list here, mechanical equipment is the name, air terminals is the name, is put into a certain property of my element. And that's going to be the name in this example. Of course, you can think about more complex setups and more sophisticated setups as well. So you could say that maybe the right linking property is the code and the assembly code is something that we are looking for. So in this example, maybe I would do something like this. So link up based on a classification code, which classification code was entered into the assembly code property. So that could be something else, but let's stick to the previous example and I'm going to say name equals name. As you can see, now everything is being linked up, so I don't have to do one by one and manually. And once the results are ready, we can just start analyzing those results and see some good and some bad examples. Electrical receptacles, pretty good example because finally many things have been entered. So if you don't see much, as I don't see much now, you can do a couple of things. You could even group these elements on the side. So now you can start investigating these electrical receptacles on the side, much more visible than the tiny ones in the building somewhere. Or you can also start turning off the ghost objects. So objects that you don't need at the moment, you can start turning them off and then you can zoom in and see these tiny receptacles a little bit better. Another example, cable tray with fittings. Well, this manufacturing information is not a standing ovation. It looks like everyone was missing that. So you see that we have cable trays. We have some which is absolutely fantastic when it comes to length information. This one is interesting because this information is geometrical, but still we can start analyzing it because we could say that in this example, we wanted it to be less than 3000 millimeters. Sorry for the ones in imperial, because that's maybe a real length that is being used on site. It cannot be designed for longer because doesn't exist. 5 seems to be extreme long. So it's all of a sudden it makes sense to start talking about this information. So now what we do, we started understanding the qualities of the model. We could start a very brief, very quick quality checking loop and reporting these requirements or findings back to the source. So we could say, let's take this example, the cable tray with fittings, say that please add manufacturer information. So now we can make it even a responsibility of a certain team, but even a team member. Again, if you have team members as added in the project, that's much better. Let me take this responsibility. So I'm going to be responsible for taking care of this. Now it's not pending anymore, but maybe I want to create a status that is a QA fix. If we are talking about quality issues, that must be red. So I'm going to put it into a QA fix status. And now I see that Ákos is responsible for fixing this issue. If I switch back to the Kanban board, I can see that here is my responsibility. I have to fix this issue with the cable trays. Last but not least, the beauty is that if you are on the receiving end, if you are on the appointing parties, BRIM manager, you wouldn't have to see all this. You can oversee very easily the task progression and what is happening in your project, but you don't have to dig into any of these models unless the status is set for ready for your review. If, for example, that is complete, once a model component is set to complete, that's when you want to interact. So you don't have to look into models with missing information, with wrong information. We can, with that, reduce the back and forth communication issue tracking big time and don't have to worry about that much. Okay, let's conclude quickly. What we did, we created a quality checking